Selamat pagi dari Oslo, good morning. Selamat datang di KBRI Oslo untuk Mbak Mouly dan Mas Rama. Welcome to the Indonesian Embassy in Oslo. How do you like it here so far, Mas dan Mbak?
It's a very nice place. I love it. I mean, again, and it's a great hospitality as well from the embassy, as well as
surprisingly good Indonesian food.
Yeah, and surprisingly,
That's important. Feeling home, far away from home.
Yes, in a 5 degrees weather.
I know, right? I was gonna ask, how's the weather for you? Still nice?
Yeah, still nice. Still okay. Yeah.
It's good because last year was colder than this.
Okay. Yeah.
So now it's very nice. You haven't seen the snow yet.
Yeah.
But in a couple of weeks, it's going to be snowing. So you're lucky you get the best weather.
Yeah.
So thank you for being here. We've witnessed the screening yesterday at Kino in Vika. Personally, that was my first time seeing your movie. I loved it.
Thank you. Yeah.
And I'm so happy being able to talk about it because from my perspective, I already watched it. So I'm really curious. Personally, to more asking you today. So first of all, Perang Kota.
Yes.
Love it.
Yes.
I just want to ask you, what inspired you to make the city of Battlefield in the first place?
So it was based on a book. So I came across the book, which is A Road with No End, or Jalan Tak Ada Ujung, by the legendary writer Mochtar Lubis. So I read it in 2018. I was just getting off my third film at that time, which had quite a bit of a significant success internationally, Marlina the Murderer in 4X. So there was a lot of interest of going into my fourth film, what was supposed to be my fourth film, which is The City is a Battlefield. And so I read the book, and it was quite... I didn't know what it was about. You know, I was kind of like, I mean, I had the book for quite a while on my bookshelf, but when I read it, I really didn't know what it is about. But then if you watch the film, so the first 10 pages of the book is basically the opening of the film. Yeah. And how there was some riot in the Jaksa Lane, and how there was some, and how how everyone was kind of like everyone was kind of like, you know, there's an event coming, let's say there's a riot going on, and everybody's kind of like, you know, finding their own way and finding their leeway in the alleyway. The chaotic situation at Jakarta at that time. And I was actually mesmerized by that, the scene that he wrote it, his prose, the way he tells it. There's a bit of, I don't know, in a way there's a bit of irony in that. So I was kind of like, I see these images in my head when I read it, and I was like, even without finishing the book, I was like, this will be such a good film. Yeah. And I think this is such a good material for a film. And it's also kind of igniting me to know more about what happened at that time, because when I studied in history when I was still in school, it was told in a very matter-of-fact manner. Yeah. In a way, you know, like this date, this happened, this date, this guy, do this, this guy, and then you have to memorize every name and every date and year. And but I don't know the story. I don't know I can't feel the characters. But this time, even though this is fictional, I do feel them. I can see them in my head, and that's I think that's one of the reasons why I want to make this film.
That just clicked to you.
Yeah, it just clicked to me. But also, I think what was interesting was that because everybody knows Mochtar Lubis' other work, the most famous of his work, which is Harimau Harimau. And this one is probably the lesser known one in comparison to that one, even though some would say that this is one of his best book. But I don't know, I feel like when I read this book, there's a space for me to reinterpret that, to basically see it from a more contemporary perspective, because this book was written in 1952. So obviously it has a very different kind of like perspective from where we are right now, you know, looking at independence, looking at the politics of the country, and looking at, you know, heroism in general, a man and a woman, and I think that was what pulls me in. Yeah.
Well, to be honest, seeing how it was packaged, like you had
Yes.
so many like stories in it. Like
Yeah,
it's all,
yeah.
not only in one focus, and
Yes.
that's what I love about it. It's
Yeah.
like you managed to put all the emotions
Yeah.
in all the drama
Yeah.
and all the stories within the movie. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
I want to ask, like, what was your main take of like, what did you want your audience to take, like the takeaway of the emotions from the audience? Like, what was your main goal for that?
It's quite the film is quite intricate in a way. It was I always tell everyone that it's an easy film to digest like as a narrative, because the narrative just goes like it's just you just follow these people to kind of like in a journey.
Yeah.
But what was interesting in the film, I think, and what I love most about the film is the human connection between them, as well as their connection to their country and their motivation. You see, I think one of the things, like it's like the personification of a hero, for example, like in Isa. And I think it's very interesting how Chico Jericho kind of like portrays him, because he himself, as a person, not just as an actor, has the masculinity that I think kind of like went a little bit against the character in a way. No spoiler here, but in a way, it kind of works, and it kind of works for it in a way. It kind of adds another dimension of, as a man in those era, you kind of have to go into, you have to become a fighter, whether you wanted to or not. It's kind of like a peer pressure. It's kind of like a gender role that he has to feel that he has to be a hero, whether he wants to or not. Even though he still has to provide for everyone at home, just to have food on the table. As well as Fatima, I think, kind of like how she is a woman and how a woman is being portrayed around that time. It's not just how someone who betrays her husband, but it is also someone. You get to see her as a person who has wants, who has needs, who actually can fight if the society lets her. If the man she loved the most lets her. But he doesn't. So in a way, it's. So I think that interpersonal kind of like relationship, the wanting to be it's not just about independence. I think in a way, even that relationship story also portrays the country at that time, or maybe recent time as well.
That's true. That's felt by all the characters. Even like the characters wanted to be free. The freedom for the characters itself. So I think I'm not going to ask more about the movie. I want people to watch it. No spoilers.
No spoilers.
So we're going to move on to the Surfan. This is something interesting. Surfan is the Norwegian South Film Fund. It's actually one of. I've heard that it's actually hard to get support by them. I actually want to know more from you, like maybe the production side. You know, how was the process of like getting from applying until getting the support from the Surfan?
Well, the most unique thing about Surfan. I don't know what I'm saying. So I usually say it's Surfan.
Easier for Indonesian.
And about Surfan is that we don't really apply for it.
Okay.
You kind of like get chosen to apply for it in a way. So at first we were in development of the script at that time. I think this is around 2020.
Okay.
Early 2020, we applied for a project market in Locarno Film Festival, which is a very prestigious film festival in Switzerland. And it was in Switzerland, right? Was it in Locarno?
Switzerland.
Yeah, Switzerland.
Okay.
It's in Italian-speaking Switzerland. In Switzerland, and we pitched the project that is called Locarno Open Doors. That's what the program called. And so we pitched along with several other projects, and it's kind of like, it's not a pitching forum. It's more like a project market where you meet one-on-one with a couple with co-producers, with distributors, with sales agents, just kind of like see where your project is at, basically to kind of like introduce your project to the international scene.
Okay.
And one of the awards that the Locarno Open Doors was given was the Sorfon Award.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
It sounds like an award that you get the fund, but no, the award is just to
But not get the cell phone.
Okay.
To get the opportunity to
apply for
the
something.
participate.
Okay.
Just
the first door.
Just the first door,
Okay.
to get into the first door, to get basically a seat in the Sorfon pitching forum,
Okay.
which happens during the festival, the Film Fraso. So so that's how it is. So we got an opportunity to pitch the project at the pitching forum, and this is in 2020, so it's during COVID.
Okay.
Hence we have to do it all online.
Okay.
So we pitched the project at the
Before we can participate with the pitching with Sorfon.
Oh, we won the award, yeah.
No, we have to have a partnership with with Norwegian producer.
Okay.
So at that time we remember that I'm not sure what year, but during our maybe 2016 when we pitched our second film project in Cannes festivals. So we met this lady, Ingrid.
Okay.
Yeah, even until now she forget that she met us.
You remember? I remember.
I still remember this Ingrid, so we tried to dig into our emails and everything to get her contact. Yeah, and then we kind of contacting her and explaining that we got this award from the Locarno, and for this we need we have to
collab.
Connect.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then
and she became our co-producer.
she watched our second films and she liked it, and
is it our third film?
Third film.
Third film,
Malina.
okay. Malina the Murder. Yeah.
And she likes it, and she willing to be connected with us as a partner.
Ah, okay. So you got the Sora first, and then you found it first.
Yes,
Wow.
And all the process we did that online only.
Yeah, we did it online, and so we
During
pitched.
COVID.
Wow.
We pitched the project online, which is actually pitching online is actually easier than pitching in front of the audience.
That's true.
You can have a cheat, kind of like a page on your computer.
You can see it while you're doing it. That's true. That's true. But is there any specific requirements to be able to be funded by Sora Fund?
Well, they background check filmmakers, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, the past works of the filmmakers. So, like what Molly said earlier, our third film, the Northern Forest, is quite.
It was the Malina.
Yes. One of my favorites, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh,
Yeah. So Malina the Murder. I mean, I think one of the things that brought us to here is also Marlina, because but it's not fair as well, because our second film also brought us to Marlina. But our second film is it's all connected. So we did what they don't talk about when they talk about love, that went to Sundance, that competed in Sundance Film Festival, and then we got Marlina into Directors Fortnight in Cannes, and it sounds pretty simple, but just to kind of put into context, that was just only the fourth Indonesian feature film that actually got screened in Cannes. Wow. That's only number 4 until now. So that's how rare it was, and it got a great reception. Because everybody was talking about it. Because I think the film itself is not just because the film is good, but I think the film itself as an identity is quite unique in a way that it got people talking and their attention. And I believe one of the because when we met him through Locarno Open Doors, he mentioned how he loved Malina, how he saw Malina in Cannes and loved the film, and hence why he is also interested with this other project, with this that it's a battlefield, because he knew that history. He knew that track record of us as a filmmaker. So it's track record. It's not something. I don't think it's not about experience as well. It's track record. It's probably, if it's not your feature film, it's probably your short film. It just to kind of see, your filmography basically, and what kind of filmmaker you are. So I think that's one of the requirements. It's not written anywhere.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, it's not written anywhere, and I know that was a bit daunting task in a way. Like, okay, how do I get to apply for this? That's the thing, it's like a step by step. You're not actually get to be chosen, plucked out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a ladder.
Yeah.
There's a ladder on it. Yeah,
there's not a black and white on how to.
Exactly. There's an invisible ladder that we all cannot see, and then when you reach to a certain stage, some doors will open for you.
Yeah, that's true actually.
Yeah.
But then in the whole process of making the film, is there any what kind of like partnership or like collaboration did the teams work, like Indonesian team and the Norwegian team, or was it only just Indonesian team?
So I think what was unique about Sorfon is maybe Rama can.
Because some film funding, international film funding, they obligate us, to do 50-50 the activity. I mean, in their country, for example, if we can do post production and production in our country, but for this one, so they committed for certain amount of money that they can contribute to the production.
Okay.
Yeah. So. But during the preparation, of course, we always connected each other when we developed the script, and we commenting about the script, and we discussing about the script. Yeah, I think something like that.
Okay, but they weren't present in Indonesia during the process.
No. Okay. Yeah, but I mean, like, we had a lot of communication regarding. Say, for example, I think during the development and also during the pitch as well, there's a lot of discussion. I mean, the pitching sounds like this is not the pitching that you pitch for there's a saying about the elevator pitch, for 3 minutes and then it's done and then it's not that kind of pitch. It's more of a discussion. It's more of a talking about what I wanted to make in the film and why this film is important and it's a lot more complex and intricate than that and there's a conversation going on between the producers, the co-producers and us basically. Where is this film going in terms of what it's trying to say and what is the context of the film with the world basically.
And also during the after we release when the time that we have to release the film, so they kind of give us recommendations of a distributor. Because they also work with other projects. Right. Yeah. So they have enough knowledge about distribution as well internationally. So it's kind of they assisting us to do that.
So they gave you flexibility in
yes,
that's really nice.
It's one of the most special thing about Sorfon is how they really work with the filmmakers, how they are very flexible to help us. Basically, like it's a help, like it's a fun. It's not exactly a working requirement. Whereas I mean, like there are a lot of this film. Has 7 co-productions with 6 other different countries aside from Norway. So in a way we do when we we of course we compare.
Yes.
It's not about the amount. I mean, like, not just about the amount of money, but how we work with each other. Because usually other bigger funds would require you to, like Rama said, 50-50 spending basically, which can be challenging. Because if we compare with how much things cost back home,
that's true.
And in comparison how much things cost over there, like $500 in Indonesia feels different with $500 in, say, for example, in France. So it's tricky and then it's a very delicate collaboration, but also very creative as well. It can be very good as well because, for example, with France, we do our sound. Basically, the whole sound is being done by the French. So that's the creative collaboration that can happen with that kind of scheme of funding. But for Sorfon is 100% helping us, and hard cash for projects like this are very important.
Yes.
Otherwise, we can't keep. We can't film the film.
Yes, that's true. The creativity is just here, but we can't. Okay. So this is maybe my last of the Sorfon thing, but how important do you think it is to co-produce filmed in the future for the Indonesian cinema? Because as you mentioned before, if we don't have the fund, the credit just stays where it is, you know?
Yeah.
The co-productions between international co-producers is very important in a way to increase, to elevate the project.
Yeah.
Because many things that we cannot do back in Indonesia, I mean some resources, for example. So with this, what Mouly said earlier, we're processing the sound in France, for example. So I mean that kind of thing that we can get in co-production. So it is very important, especially for the type of films has a artistic value.
Yeah.
So the film that very difficult to invest. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I think there are a lot of ways to make films. There are a lot of different ways and a lot of different kinds of film. But I think I made my first film thinking it would just go to theaters and then people buy the tickets and that's done. But then that didn't work. But it brought us to another lane, which is the film festivals. And I think we learned from early in our career and what a film festival can bring to our work. And I think after Marlina the Murderer, we did our first co-production in Marlina the Murderer in 4 acts. That was just one co-production with France, and but it brought us a lot of insights. The co-producer of Marlina the Murderer, her name is Isabelle Bouchon, and she worked with us as well in this film. Yeah, this is our second time working with her. She was involved in editing. She gives us a perspective about what the international audience would expect from the film, and would react, not expect, it's some kind of like a feedback to give a context, because most Indonesian films are made for Indonesian audience.
Yeah, to make the film become more universal.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was probably the best way to make it more universal. So I think that was, in a way, it also pushed me as a filmmaker to kind of like move forward. Otherwise, I will keep making the same films to the same audience, and I think that was kind of like dangerous.
Yes.
In a way,
comfort zone.
Yeah, you're going inside the comfort zone. It's not the easiest thing. It's probably I'm always like, for this film as well, it kind of pushes me out of my comfort zone and always trying to challenge myself, which can be stressful.
Yes.
And but it was very rewarding in the end, I think. Yeah. So that was, I think, it's not just about having the money, because right now, especially with the growth of our industry back home, it's actually easier to find money back home rather than waiting for months and years for to apply for this kind of like funding.
Yeah, that's true.
But this kind of gives you a journey, a very different type of journey that can actually push your filmmaking as well as your creative insights, and make you and I think can make your film feel very special.
Yeah, that's actually true. I think one word that we can like summarize from is like collaboration. It's very important. Yeah. That's why we also want to like emphasize that all the creative industries in Indonesia, like they could actually use the embassy wherever, like the whole world, to technically help you engage, to find contact. Don't be afraid to like ask, just give us like some of, maybe can you please assist to finding us a contact in the, like we're happy to help. And as like the embassy is here to be a bridge for everyone, you know? So I feel that that's also something very important that we can communicate in the future. Like, obviously, we won't have an answer 100% on that day, but but in a long run, we can obviously have, for instance, like, we've met some of the people like at the screening, and it turns out to be like we have good like networking, So I feel that this collaboration needs to continue. Yes. And it's actually a good way also to, promote the country in a way that's very fun. Yes. Because I feel film is an easier way to communicate with audience. Yeah. We can talk about politics, we can talk about economics, but but it'll be a harder way to communicate with public, both sides, from Indonesian and Norway. But with film, it's a love language. Do you feel it's
of course,
It's like a different kind of way in communicating.
It is a language. It's a very special language.
Yes, that's why it's always been something that I'm really interested about. And maybe for Mbak May and Mas Rama, do you have any messages, like maybe from the Indonesian side or from the Norwegian side, just like a brief summary from both of you, in order of maybe telling them how to expand more out there,
we got a lot of promising filmmakers back in Indonesia. So I hope they can got supported as well. Like us. So keep supporting Indonesian film, maybe.
I think my message will be that to kind of like to go out of your comfort zone, to push yourself in a way, because I think comfort zones are probably maybe I don't know. It's good to have experience as well. Maybe I can say this because we've been in the industry for almost 18 years, maybe. So in a way. That just makes me feel old. But anyway, obviously. But I think in order for longevity as well as sustainability, I think it is very important for any of us in any industry to always push forward and going out of our comfort zone, because even when you are successful, if it is just a small circle, it's the same exact circle. It will not be developing. You will not develop as a person, as a business, as a creative.
Yes,
so I think going out of it is very important in any kind of in any kind of a situation, like in any kind of a department you are in, like even if you're not in filmmaking.
Yeah, that's true. In all aspects.
In all aspects, exactly. Yeah.
Well, 18 years.
18 years, yeah.
I was like, I can see. Oh, by the way, congrats on your FFI nomination.
Oh, thank you. Yes.
Congrats. So happy for that. We can't wait to hear the result. Oh, one more. Is there any fun fact about this movie that no one knows? Fun fact, maybe from the process or anything.
I think this is one of our hardest film to make up until now. Yeah. It's our most challenging. A lot of you probably don't see it. You won't realize it as an audience when you're watching the film. But there's a lot of VFX. There's a lot of set extension in the film. How we extend the set, because it's actually all of it is shot in real location, and we didn't shoot it in a studio. So it's all set on real location. Hence, we have to kind of like. Be creative, very creative with because if you've been to some of our location, there's an old building here, and then on the next door it's actually Starbucks. So you have to cover the Starbucks with green screen and then making it into something else. So it's there's a lot of that, and I think it will be very fun to actually see the film together with us. And actually, I can point it out, like get that one, that one was not there, that one was not there. So but maybe that's a fun fact. Also, we are very good friends with all the three actors as well, and I think until now we have a group on WhatsApp that we actually kind of like jokes around and make fun of everybody.
So the chemistry is already there.
There's a chemistry between us, I think, because because they have been attached to the project, especially Jerome Kurnia, for so long. So hence why we're good friends. Yeah.
Alrighty, so again, thank you again. In the context of diplomacy, as we mentioned before, and the collaboration, it's always important to strengthen the collaboration in all aspects, as we mentioned as well. As we celebrate the 75th anniversary of the diplomatic relations between Indonesia and Norway, it's inspiring to see how the partnership actually grows, not only through political economy, but now we can see and witness it from the culture and the creative industries, and we're very happy and we're so glad that this happened. Like a very good timing, for you both to be here, and then we're at the Film Frasur, and we believe that this is just the beginning of more to come, and we're just happy to again support you in any future like collaborations. We hope you get more. Storefront would now see you as one of a fixed, like country to be. You know what? Their potential. So we're always happy and we're always proud, and we strive to always support Indonesia in all aspects, like directors, producers. Like please, we use us for your disposal. If you need. Hey, you worked with Mouly. Can we have contact for Storefront? Feel free. And of course, if you guys were approached with our Indonesian team, collaboration is key. So again, we're happy. We hope you enjoy Norway. We hope you had a pleasant stay in Oslo and found a little bit of home far away from home. And we hope to see you soon. Please visit next year, maybe, both for another screening or for holidays. We're happy to have you. We hope that this is a beginning of a great partnership and we can always be the bridge from Indonesia and Norway. So thank you again.
Thank you very much.
And enjoy the rest of your stay in Norway.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.